You are listening to the Drag Dungeon Podcast with your hosts, Jay and John.
Hey, welcome back to the broadcast, your favorite podcast. You asked for this shit if you're easily offended. We don't recommend it. You asked for this shit, so here it is.
Welcome to Drag Dungeon with Jay and John. What's up, John?
What's up, Jay?
How you doing?
Hashtag blessed. How are you?
Hashtag blessed. Same, I guess. I mean, I just watched Drag Race episode 4 like twice this morning because part of it I really enjoyed and I can't wait to talk about this.
Oh, I wonder what part that is.
I know. This episode was so... kind of had some roller coaster feelings. I'm about ready to explode. We need to talk about it here.
I can't wait. It was all right.
Let's just get into it. Want to?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 14, Episode 4. I have that number right, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm always like 3, 4, 6, 12. We always try to keep track, and sometimes we're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So this episode had a very interesting challenge to me. At first, when they said what it was, that they were going to do some of the scenes, like from past Drag Race seasons, I thought, didn't we see this before? Because they redid them in that scene with season 5. They redid some of them because remember it was like Jinx is Mimi, I'm first, and Serena Cha-Cha is Raja. Do you remember this?
I remember them doing something where they were reenacting, self-referencing past seasons, but I didn't remember exactly what.
Yeah, I was concerned. What did you think of this episode as a whole?
Well, I love the runway. The acting challenge, acting challenges are rough on Drag Race, aren't they? They can go real good or real bad. And sometimes it's a mixed bag. I rhymed. I think I'm still traumatized from UK3's acting challenges where everybody was like, oh my God, you're in the workroom. Like the acting was so clowny, but this one there were some surprise people that did a little well.
Yeah, I have to say, this was one of the most funnest, I don't know, I'm just making up words. Maxi challenges, I think that's been around for a while. Like, I really enjoyed this Maxi challenge. I laughed, I watched it again, I laughed again. There was so many funny things. So we'll get to breaking that down. Let's kind of start at the beginning of this episode. Okay, I have to breathe because this was a really rough, like, workroom banter. Some really rough things went on that I think might, I don't know. I'm not sure how people will react to who are listening to this of what I'm about to say, but so what did you think of that whole Kornbread versus Jasmine thing? Like, because that like sort of took over that whole like beginning of this episode, and to me it cast a shadow on all of the preparation that they had and all the work that they did on this. Like, what did you think of that?
Well, it pissed me off, and this is the way it goes with this show and all reality shows. Really, one episode you love somebody, the next minute. I mean, we have been raving about Kornbread for 3 episodes, and then this one I'm like, you're being a bully, and I don't like it. And I'm sorry for using the word bully because I know it's overused. I feel like it's appropriate here.
It is 100% bully. She is a bully. Okay, so here's the deal. One thing people are missing, I'm sure other people have picked up on this, but it seems to me that Jasmine has social anxiety because her responses and the way that she was acting, I'm putting quote unquote because it's not acting, it's not, she was just acting a certain way. I don't mean like acting as the performance sort of way. I mean in the whole anyway, so that kind of behavior is indicative of total social anxiety, and we all have social anxiety at different levels. And the whole thing about her interrupting people, there's a reason people do things like that. I'm not saying this is her at all, but like people might do that because they're afraid that you're going to walk away before they have a chance to say something or they feel excluded, or they have to appear to have an opinion about something because they're scared they're going to be judged if they don't. There's like a whole bunch of reasons that people do things like that. It's not because of their ignorant or not because they just aren't cool. There's a reason for this, and it's social anxiety. That's what I feel. It's social anxiety, and for Kornbread to bully her for that, she should be ashamed of herself for doing that. She was like a top 3 at least for us. For me, I'll speak. She's like bottom for me. This is some thiefy O'Hara bully bullshit that went on this episode, and I am disappointed in her, and I'm disappointed in Drag Race. Should have shut her down. Like, you know, Italy was mad at Norma Jean because she was kind of a bitch to the back, you know, to the crew or whatever, which, you know, was tacky, and she basically, I mean, they didn't make it this way, but got kicked off because of it. And Norma Jean's hilarious, by the way. I love her now. But I wish somebody would have stepped in and told her to knock off her shit. Like, I'm okay with arguments and stuff, but you're going for somebody so relentlessly over something that she can't help. You're not her psychiatrist. You're not her counselor. You're not her mama. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm done.
Well, yes, I agree. And Jasmine, it would be one thing if Jasmine was an asshole. She's lovely. And she actually started to retreat and pull back after the first time Kornbread. Now, the first time Kornbread said something, I was like, okay, that's fine. Maybe she does talk a lot. And then Jasmine kept trying to please her. She's like, okay, I'm gonna write my notes. And then she couldn't even write fucking notes without Kornbread going after. She's like, see, bitch, you ain't listening now. And I'm like, let me just say, Kornbread could not be talking to somebody, a stronger person. She couldn't be talking to me like that, because I'd have shut her ass down like that. Oh. So, but Jasmine's a young girl. Maybe she hasn't been around people like this before, but it was not a good look for you, Kornbread. As your publicist, I think this was bad PR for you. It was bad.
It was really bad, and I was so furious while I was watching this. And when I turned Drag Race on again, I had to skip past it. Like, I felt so, like,
it was uncomfortable for the audience.
For sure. Like, I have a level of social... Like I said, we all have a level of social anxiety, whether we know we do or not, and I know that I do. So I felt like she was coming for me, too. Absolutely. If that bitch would have said that to me, to my face, she was crying tears because of her, whatever her problems were, she would have been crying again. Because there is no way I ever would have put up with someone talking to me that way. I am so disgusted by this. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, Kornbread's really strong. Jasmine's, she's like, I don't know how old she is. But she'll get there. This is only going to make her stronger, but it did make me not like Kornbread. It made me uncomfortable as watching this. It did. And nobody else chimed in either, which I thought was kind of cowardly.
It absolutely was. And then it makes this, like, feelings I have about Kornbread trickle into her, like,
performance, like Willow, clothes.
That and, like, Willow Pill. Like, they're, like, besties. I'm like, bitch, you and your gloves. Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you? Because Kornbread's your friend, that you didn't want to step up and say, or maybe you're ignorant and you don't see what Kornbread is doing. Because, you know, like, I saw online that I guess there's a tweet that, you know, this is how they do on Drag Race. When people fight, someone tweets like, oh, don't come for her. She was just trying to help. I'm like, Jasmine, now look, girl, I know that World of Wonder probably made you do this, but I want to respect you. I want you to tell Kornbread to fuck off. That's what I want. I want that, but it's not going to happen.
I'm looking forward to the reunion moment between them. I hope there is an apology coming. Not that.
Oh, you know there will.
I don't put that much stock in an apology after you've read all the tweets of people saying you're an asshole, but, you know, the sincerity of it. But we'll see.
Yeah, she'll probably apologize, and it'll be fake, and it'll be like, now I need to take a moment to apologize to Jasmine because I came for you. Just shut up, Kornbread. Just save it. I hope I don't know. Bottom line, to me, like, even not to jump to the end, but Kornbread should have lip synced and went home. Just for this. Just saying. Just for this.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, this to me just, like, put a dark cloud over this episode at the beginning, and I was really concerned that I wasn't going to make it through, but it did get better. Hashtag it gets better.
What even else happened at the beginning of the episode? That's all I remember of it.
I mean, that's basically it. I mean, you know, we find out that the main challenge maxi challenge is the art of the tease. Attention-grabbing super tease, which are always usually pretty fun. Like, they're full of fake drama and stuff, you know. Like, anytime they do a tease on Drag Race, it's fake. Like, they did for this, like even those moments where, right before the commercial break where they're supposed to come back and Rue goes, "No more flip-flops on my stage." That's like a throwback to UK2 where RuPaul says, "No H&M ever," or whatever she says.
Right.
So I think these are pretty fun. I kind of like that.
Pretty fun. Oh, I know what happened at the workroom. J-Lo did the video call. Well,
yeah,
the video message, which they tried to make seem like a call.
That is accurate. That is accurate. Yes, they did. J-Lo could not be bothered, and she couldn't be bothered to come on and judge. I mean, Lady Gaga came on and did the judge on her Night of 1,000 Gagas. But J-Lo couldn't be bothered? What is she doing?
Well, it looked like she was on a press tour, right? Because they put the name of her upcoming movie in there. So I think that's the only reason she did it, is because she was going to be there all day doing, how they do those satellite press interviews.
Oh, so this was just like part of that, you think? Like, what was the movie? I didn't even notice that.
I have no idea.
Well, apparently it didn't work for us because we don't even know what
it's coming out next month. I don't know what it's called.
Oh. Well, okay. I mean, are you a J-Lo fan?
I am. I love the music, and I like looking at her, and some of her movies. So yeah, I would say I'm a fan. Not every single thing she does. I'm not like standing like she's Beyonce. That's a joke because we don't stand Beyonce here. But no, I like a lot of what she does. I like, Jenny from the Block, her Greatest Hits album, like all the fun songs we know I like. Every once in a while she tries to put out a ballad and I'm like, girl, no.
Yeah, she's not a singer. I mean, not really. I'm sorry, she's not. Mm-hmm. But I mean, who is? She's a pop star. Like, I like the song. Well, I remember when "If You Had My Love" came out. I really liked that song a lot. When that song was good. And "Waiting for Tonight" and that Play song that they did the lip sync for, I think is a pretty fun song. I'm trying to think of what other song. That Africa song. What's that song? With Pitbull.
Oh, I don't know. It's a Spanish song.
No, it was like kind of a hit where she says Africa and everybody's making fun of that they like rhymed it. Hold on, I'm looking it up because I want to know what it is.
Well, let me look at my iTunes because I purchased her albums. Let me see.
Pitbull.
Jennifer Lopez.
On the Floor.
Get on the floor. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez. Oh, the Dance Again with Pitbull. Love Don't Cost a Thing. I'm Real. Play Walk
with Pitbull.
Ain't It Funny? She had a very the Ain't It Funny remix on her remix album J to the Ella was scandalous because she had a verse that I think Ja Rule wrote and she says the N-word in it. If You Have My Love.
Wow.
Let's Get Loud. That's a fun one. They didn't pick the right.
Let's Get Loud. Let's Get Loud. That one. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't pick a good lip sync song. I think there were better because if you notice, this lip sync of Play was all chopped up, Frankensteined up. Because you know what I mean, they were cutting parts out. It didn't flow correctly.
Well, here's the movie. It's called Marry Me.
No thanks.
I don't.
I don't. Mariah Carey.
And I guess I know that song was so good. Yeah, so I guess she has songs on the soundtrack. Remember when people artists did their own soundtracks, like Madonna with I'm Breathless, Prince?
Yeah.
Like, they don't do that hardly anymore. Oh, did you hear it? That was my dog.
Were you shaking your collar?
That's my dog.
Take your collar off before we start recording.
I didn't even think about it. All right, I'll take it off. That's my dog, Olivia. Okay, back to the show. So I like J-Lo too. I'm not a huge fan. I like some of the stuff that she's done, and she always looks great. So
I like seeing her perform live. Notice I said perform, not sing.
Well, there's lots of people who are like that, like Cher. Well, Cher's a little different because she does sing sometimes, but
I would have loved to seen J-Lo in Vegas at her residency.
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
She did a song where she was like not masturbating on a it was very like a virgin Madonna on the bed, only she was on like a chair doing a sexy dance. I'll send it to you. It's on YouTube.
Oh, interesting.
In a sparkly cat suit, of course.
Oh, wow. Yas. Yas Queen. That sounds good to me. Okay, so this maxi challenge, they had two teams. We had Willow Pill, who won last week's challenge, and then Maddie Morphosis, who won the lip sync. So they had to, break up in teams. Okay, again, they bully Jasmine. She's last to be picked. I fucking hate these people. Like,
I know.
leave this bitch alone.
I can't help. I know we say this every time they pick teams, but it is so triggering. It takes you right back to middle school. Oh, in my case, in gym class, and they would pick like the fat kid, the kid in the wheelchair, the special needs kids. Everybody got picked before me. Anyway.
Yeah, me too. I didn't care so. I mean, it was fine, but I mean, we're adults here now, and just to bully Jasmine again, like, did Kornbread like pay them off not to pick her? Because I just think, I mean, like, look at the past episodes with Jasmine. Like I was saying before about her, she really seems like she loves drag, and she always looks like she's having fun.
Great
and all this
dancer.
stuff. Yeah, and just to come for her, but jealousy. Maybe Kornbread's just jealous of her because she's super talented, and all Kornbread does is eat stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at the list here of who I would have picked. I guess they don't really know who's going to be very funny yet. I definitely probably would have picked Georges, Kerri. Oh, Angeria I would have definitely picked.
Oh, 100%. Angeria. I think I'd have picked Deja Sky, even though and I make fun of her being orange face. She's kind of orange face without makeup on, too. So she kind of is. But I probably would have picked her because she's pretty funny. I probably would have picked Lady Camden, even though she wasn't that great. But I probably still would have picked her just because she's silly.
I definitely wouldn't have picked Orion or Alyssa because they don't seem funny at all to me.
No.
Even Bosco seems a little stiff, but I like Bosco.
Yeah, I do too. Let's talk about the main challenge with their rehearsal. So they were doing rehearsals. When they were doing the rehearsals with Michelle and Carson, right? That's who was doing that?
Yeah.
I was confused. I'm like, what is going on here? I felt like they were jumping all over. They probably weren't. It was probably just me. But I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I'm confused. What's happening?
You mean going back and forth between different sets and teams?
like filming and stuff. I'm like, what is happening here? Like, I didn't get it.
Yeah, a lot of quick cuts. It was all over the place, but I was fine with it because it held my interest a little more that way.
I still liked it. It was good. Like, there was a lot of like great setup for the actual thing that they did. Well, let's talk about it. So I watched it like 3 or 4 times, and I was trying to remember things. I was trying to write it down. I'm like, there's a lot going on here. I'm like going to try to remember the funniest parts because I feel like it's almost like defies, like taking bits and pieces. Because I really liked it a lot. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. Like, there was some things that happened that I laughed out loud, and even watching it after 4 times, I was still laughing.
Well, jog my memory. What was good? I'm being serious because I'm just having trouble remembering.
Okay. Let's see. What did I like? Well, if we look at like the funny things that they said, like Willow Pill was pretty funny, where she comes in and says, "My catheter's leaking."
Oh yeah, she was good.
Funny. Yeah, that whole "Where's Jeffrey Boyer Chapman" thing. I'm like, bitch, nobody's looking for him. I mean,
I'm like, this is America. Nobody watched Canada's Drag Race. We have the numbers to prove it. Nobody watched it.
Not when everybody's glad he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jeffrey Boyer Chapman.
Stop trying to bring him back. Leave him missing.
Who else had a little moment there? Angeria had a moment.
Oh my God, she had so many. Like, she was so funny when she was like, like jumping out. Look at you, ugly bitch. Like, that was really funny when she was doing that.
Angeria seems like a good actress. She seems good.
Well, she seems down to play. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, I'll do it. I'll be stupid. Like when they were ugly crying with Deja Sky, that was so funny. They're like, they just kept crying. It was so funny. Funny stuff. I don't know. I kind of jump around. Like, what else did we think was funny? Like, I thought Bosco was funny. Like, when she was doing brain surgery, but she didn't want to go home, so she's doing it anyways. Like,
that was good. Did Kerri have a moment?
I think she tried because she was doing that whole "this is my body" thing, and it wasn't very funny.
Okay.
She tried. Even Maddie Morphosis was kind of funny when she came in and she was like dancing bad. And she's like, "The dancing queen is here." Like, that was pretty funny, actually.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, I'll tell you who stuck out if you're done with good people is Dia Betty was like, terrible.
Yeah, she was terrible. And I'm also watching a couple other seasons of Drag Race right now. I'm watching season 12 and season 8, which is all confusing. We should be watching. So I'm basically watching 3 seasons of Drag Race simultaneously, which makes
Well, bitch, no
everything
wonder you're
confusing.
confused.
I know. But the thing is with like Diabetti and then Crystal Method to so be watching one with Crystal Method on it and the one with Diabetti. Yes.
What are your thoughts about that?
I shouldn't be doing that. I thought, like, because Crystal Method is really pretty damn good, and to see Diabetti looking sort of like, the Sam's Club version of Crystal Method, the off-brand, the generic.
I'd say Crystal Method was kooky, funny, and authentic. And then she had the bonus of they played Dancing to the Rhythm of the Night every time. Every time she was on screen, they played the sound clip.
Barge.
Yeah. Which just added to her character. She just seems really sweet. I think that Diabetic came in and I'm sorry, but you're riding the coattails. You don't have an original style. Your makeup, when they showed her putting her makeup on midway through in the workroom, I was like, you're doing Crystal's face. So,
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for her a little bit, though, because I feel like she was sort of set up a little bit. Because they watch all of the, Rue, when they narrow it down, she watches all of these, like, audition tapes. So I kind of feel like they knew she was like that and still brought her on anyways. Like, what did they expect? They knew what she was bringing. They set these people up sometimes. I swear to God, they do.
she brings it to you every ball.
I thought Maddie Morphosis was funny when she was crying. And she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. That was some ugly cry
Yeah,
face.
Maddie is kind of like he comes out with some stuff that surprises you once in a while, but we need to work on that makeup
And that walk, and that fashion.
and that body, that face, your hair.
Quit relying on that straightness. No, I'm just kidding. I made that up.
Well, where's the lie? Where's the lie? Something's changing. That's still my favorite thing Bruce said this season.
That was really funny. Bruce is so funny.
I like that they're not tiptoeing around trying to out Maddie Morphosis. Bruce just going full in, like, hey queen, hey girl, how do you feel about Naked Man today?
I know, right? She needs to have some challenge of who can stick the cucumber the furthest in their mouth, or some really
Today's
challenge.
mini challenge is sucking cock. Maddie,
Let's see what
step
you're
up.
made of, Maddie Morphosis.
That's sitting out.
This mini challenge, we're going to play hide the cannoli.
Today's mini challenge is dilating your asshole, bottoming.
We're gonna do anal bleaching on camera. Okay, so that was I still think it was a pretty good maxi challenge. I really did enjoy it, and I watched it a couple more times. I might even watch it again. Like, it was pretty funny.
Definitely not
And
the
they were
worst.
dancing, and they were dancing on like the beach or whatever. And someone said, "Give me kitty litter real." What did they say? Like
I
kitty
don't
left
know.
in their litter box or something like that.
Yeah. Not too. Oh well, cornbread. We gotta address the cornbread acting.
Yeah, she was the worst.
Food jokes. Food.
Bad.
Even before Lonnie Love, thank you Lonnie Love, mentioned it during the runway, I was like, girl, is this all you have is food jokes? Pulling food out of your bra is not interesting anymore. First of all, Silky did that. You've done it multiple times. I'm done with the food jokes. It's not funny anymore.
She just did herself a real disservice treating Jasmine like that. Just
She did, but even if she hadn't done that, I still would have thought the food jokes sucked.
for sure, she was the worst.
But it didn't
she was
help.
the worst one. No, she was totally the worst. She wasn't funny. It's like when Silky did that and she was like, lip sync for my motherfucking life. I was annoyed then. I didn't need that reenactment. Like, I didn't need to see it again with somebody in an uglier outfit who is a bitch. Like, I don't know.
Right.
All right, well, let's talk about the runway. Yes, it's that Night of 1,000 J-Los.
Kind of a strange theme for a runway, because when I think iconic JLo look, I think of one dress, which we saw. I don't think of that many outfits. She's not really a fashion queen. Is that controversial to say? I think of her in a glittery bodysuit and the Versace dress.
Well, to say also something controversial yet brave, JLo 100, she seems to me like somebody who just wears clothes. Like there are people who are like say look at Madonna. She like she wears the clothes. You know what I mean? Like Madonna picks shit out. She has an aesthetic that she's going for. She picks it out and she like works it. JLo like says that's a pretty dress. I'm gonna wear that.
Yeah, because her body does the talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I didn't think that there were that many. I mean, it's not like you mentioned Madonna or Night of a Thousand Shares. Now there are a zillion Cher looks to choose from. J-Lo, I know she was available for the little video call, but I don't think we should have based the whole runway on her. But whatever, we'll see.
Well, right. If you looked at this runway, like, you know, we're looking at all of them in a row, and you took out the green dress, would you know who this is?
No, not at all. Especially looking at Maddie, I'm like, is this a homeless runway? What is this?
What is that? Is this like, I know, I'm like, is this Les Mis? Like, what is she wearing?
I wasn't impressed, but no. I didn't even recognize, they're like, this is her Super Bowl outfit. And I'm like, I thought she was wearing a bodysuit at the Super Girl, I don't know.
Was there anybody that you liked?
Well, overall, I have to say, even though I just shit all over it, I don't think that any of these are super bad. I just don't think they were I didn't see J-Lo in a lot of it. Of course, Kerri Colby slayed it. I kind of like Diabetes. I just don't like her. And then I did like Angeria's, but the hair or something, the crystals were not great. Those were kind of the three that stood out to me. Bosco's was pretty, but the tits looked weird. That's about it.
Okay, well, you know, I'm looking at this, and the pink one Lady Camden's wearing, I might get some J-Lo from that a little bit. That's kind of the only one, like, maybe. But as far as, like, ones I like, okay, no. Okay, let me break it down a little bit. So Willow Pill, and they're like, why did you pick this one? And, you know, she said she thought it was a little ugly. I think she picked it because it was easy. Like, she's like, I love pedestrian looks, or whatever she said before. I'm like, well, this is pretty fucking pedestrian, quite honestly.
That was right off. That's straight from Kohl's, right? Like, that's not something she had made.
Ross Matthews, Dress for Less? Yes.
Yeah, maybe she had the fur elements added to the little jacket, but yeah, I'd be shocked if she actually paid to have this made. That looks ready to wear.
And I hate the bottom where the dress cuts off her ankles and is like a straight bottom there. It looks like a lily that hasn't opened yet. I know it's like a weird thing to say.
With Mary Jane shoes, blah, the whole thing. I mean, it is ugly. Now, I think her response in saying, because it's ugly, saved her.
Right, if she wouldn't have said that, she would have been in trouble. Kerri Colby, like, that's great she got that dress, but it's not that impressive that she got that dress to me. I would rather her have, like been inspired by J-Lo and almost made her version of it like Deja Sky did. Like, to me, it didn't look exactly like hers, but I don't know. I didn't feel like it needed to look exactly like it. Well,
yeah, I see what you're saying. Of course, that is just an exciting dress to see, especially when she's holding it out and moving. Did you see the J-Lo 20th anniversary runway show where she wore this again?
I think so.
This is the updated version of it. So Donatella did like a re-release of it, and they changed it up a little. So that's the one she's wearing here, which is probably why she was able to get it. And it's so pretty. It's a little more vibrant. But I do think that her hair's too flat for it. Her hair does not say J-Lo, and I think she should have padded more to have a little bit more of a J-Lo body for this. Now, Kerri's got a great body, but if she would have padded up to J-Lo proportions, it could have really been that extra little oomph to make it.
I agree. And, like, there was a picture of Maddie Morphosis wearing J-Lo's The Cell look. Like, the movie The Cell. Remember the movie The Cell?
Uh-huh.
And it looked pretty good. And J-Lo was wearing that white dress that one time. This is, like, totally vague because I'm just thinking of it now. The white dress with, like, the silver, like, sequins on it. Is this ringing a bell?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Sequins
Never
dress?
mind.
Sequin dress. Sequins?
Sequins.
Roxy Andrews.
Yeah, I think the Orion girl, that hair.
Ugly.
That is a wig out of a bag. That hair is so bad. I'm like, I know everybody can't have lace front wigs, but you go on Drag Race, you better get your ass some lace front wigs, and that's all you better wear, because you can't do this.
Yeah, or get, I don't know. We need to interview a wig expert, not Serena Chasha, but somebody else. Maybe who's the one on YouTube?
James Mansfield.
James Mansfield. Yeah, I've watched, and I don't know why I watched this, because I think I just like James. But James has taken hard front wigs and made them into lace front wigs. It doesn't always look great. But I was thinking maybe if you would get, let's say you're a queen that wears blonde hair, maybe get like a lace front blonde wig and then, just attach stuff to the back of it. So you always have that nice lace front. Is that cheating? I'm trying to problem solve here, but no, I don't like it. But I think the dress is horrific. It was horrific on JLo. Now, this does look a lot like that, but it's an ugly-ass dress. Looks like it's got veins in it.
I hate to say this, but it looks a little Cher to me.
It does.
Cher would have, wore this a long time ago. And looked fantastic. But you're right. It looks like she's, afflicted by something.
Yeah, rickets. I don't know what.
Turning into a zombie.
Scurvy.
From a horror film. This looks like the 28 Days Later dress.
It does. It's really ugly.
Well, okay, so I liked Alyssa Hunter's. I'm sorry, I did. I liked her, and I did not think she was bad. I thought she was fine. I didn't think she was great during the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought she was okay.
Well, again, she's such a cute boy that I would have been happy to have kept her around a little longer. Yeah. Am I shallow? Maybe.
Angeria. Okay, so Angeria, her headpiece. Take note there, Kornbread. This is how you wear that kind of dripping headpiece that Kornbread tried to wear, and I didn't like because she didn't have hair.
This looks before JLo, I would think of this as the Rihanna wore this one year, a whole Swarovski outfit. Do you remember that? And it was beautiful. I mean, perfection. No bra, just tits and tattoos, and it fit her body. I'll try and find a picture of that to put in here, but so it was reminiscent of that. Now, a bargain version of it, but nice attempt. I love glitter, so glitter and sparkles, and I'm there, baby.
Glitter and sparkles. Anything else we want to say about the runway?
Okay, Deja Skies. They put up, of course, for all these, they put up the picture of what the original outfit looked like. Deja, I don't feel that it looked, that her cape was not, JLo's cape was white and embellished with blue things. I know I'm nitpicking, but whatever. And then Maddie Morph says this was such a cop-out. What are you wearing, a winter inaugural outfit? That is not glamorous.
She just doesn't get it. She doesn't show skin at all. Do you think she's horribly disformed or something?
No, I just think this was easy, and it looks too big on her. It's not. Where's your waist? How'd they let her get away with this? And Bosco's dress, I don't know what. It's nice, but I don't know what about that says JLo either. I'm usually not this hung up on does it match the theme of the runway. I just want it to be good. Georges, she did wear something like that. I thought it was ugly on JLo too. I think the mirrors are too big on the outfit. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, Metamorphosis needs to sissy that walk. That's for sure.
She needs somebody to put their foot on her back and yank that corset within an inch of her life to where she has a real shape.
Yes, that's what Michelle should challenge Metamorphosis to glamazon this up. I'm hoping she gets that challenge because she's not done it. And I'm not sure I question that she can because of how flat her runways have been. And, even during the challenge, she just didn't look good. I don't know what's wrong.
Isn't she a booger queen? Isn't that what they call queens that are just starting and they look hard? This is a booger situation.
Okay, I could see booger. Yeah, something you just want to flick away from you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the runway. Notice we didn't even mention Kornbread. I hope she makes a comeback by severely apologizes and goes on Twitter and apologizes, and then quits drag. Until that happens, I'm trying to laugh.
Don't make us do our witchcraft, Kornbread. You don't want the wrath.
Oh, we'll do it too, bitch. Okay, so the winner of the challenge Was Angeria, I mean, was that the correct choice?
Winner, check. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Absolutely. I think that. So who do we have? Well, let's talk about the end, and then we'll talk about the rest.
Do you think Kerri was gagged that she didn't win for wearing the actual Versace dress? I bet she thought, I have this in the bag. I'm wearing the actual fucking dress. How much more J-Lo can you get? But surprise, bitch. Angeria took it.
Yep. And Kerri was in the bottom two with Alyssa Hunter. And I don't know that Alyssa Hunter should have been in the bottom. I still think Kornbread should have been in the bottom. But, okay, fine, you know.
Well, but they aren't seeing backstage. You know, they're going off the runway and what they saw in the performance. So
Oh, that's what they say.
that's what they say. So, and Kornbread's outfit did look exactly like J-Lo. So just because she was a bitch backstage, Michelle Visage did not see that, allegedly.
I don't buy that. So the lip sync, like we said, was Play by J-Lo. I like the song. I have to say, you know, I do complain sometimes that queens come out and just shablam all over the place, and I think it's not necessary. I think this song needed a few shablams of some sort, like Death Drop, whatever. This song needed it. It's a fun song.
This lip sync was boring.
It was so boring. And I think it's funny when Kerri said, if I mess with this dress, I will never be found.
I wonder how much
really
that
funny.
costs.
I don't know.
I'd love to know that.
Maybe that's why she just stood there and did a lot of handography.
Yeah, it was a boring lip sync.
It was.
Boring.
But and you know, they made it look bad that Alyssa's money gun didn't work. That didn't bother me. You get on stage, that could have worked every single time she's ever used in an entire life, and she gets on the fucking stage. You know how this is. When you the most important moment of your life, the shit doesn't work. You know that.
Yeah, of course.
That
No, I
happens.
didn't care about that. They did try to. They stopped the holes to interview people and be like, she reached for that gun, girl, but it didn't work. I'm like, all right, can we get back to the lip sync, please? Thank you.
Yeah, who cares about that? I think Alyssa did well. Did you think that she should have gone home?
No, I find it's. I'm probably going to say every week that Maddie, there's no way. Maddie should not be here. None of these other people, maybe Orion, should be going home before Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie should have gone home first week. Sorry about
Somebody said in our comments that they think it's a long running joke or a con or something. Nothing we haven't really said, but I thought that was
prank.
fun. A prank, yeah.
Well, we've said before that there are seasons where they put like plants in. Like we thought Courtney Act was a plant. Like, you know, we knew she wasn't going to win, but you know, she never lip synced. I don't recall now. Maybe she did, but I don't think so. Like, who else? Ella Vidae, not a drag queen. Oops.
Yeah.
You know, so there are people like that on the show. So, lip sync, done, check. And then Alyssa Hunter. I forgot about the candy bar thing. When she was standing there
Me too.
and like this weird pause happened, I'm like, what's going on? And she said, oh, you hid your candy. Show us what you got. I'm like, oh, right. Right.
Yeah, and they're like, it's just chocolate.
And then the music went, meow.
I'm like, that can't be real chocolate either because you're dancing and sweating. That thing would have been melted all over the damn place.
Oh, please. They handed that to her. She didn't have that stuck on her the whole time. I don't know. I guess. So she went home.
Who, if, let's say, whoever your favorite is, or who would you want to get the gold if they get eliminated?
Oh, and get saved?
Mm-hmm.
Who would I want to get saved?
Angeria, obviously.
Right, but you should take her out, because she's like, if she lip syncs, I will be shocked. They might do it just to prove a point.
Willow. You're not feeling... You don't love Willow. I know you don't.
No, well, I did until she's like besties with Kornbread, who I now hate. I think Jasmine. I think Jasmine deserves to be top 3. Okay, who's your top 3? Because I think she should be saved with the gold. Like, who's your top 3 now?
God, well, last week it would have been Kornbread, Willow, and Angeria. But now I'm taking Kornbread out, and I'm going to swap in Bosco or Jasmine.
That's good. Yeah, I think for me, Angeria. I think Jasmine. And, well, Willow Pill is going to be top 3 because Rue already basically told us that. And, like, the episode she was on. So it's hard to, like, I don't know.
You were born to do drag. See you at the finale.
Right, for real. Will I at least... We'll have you in the top 3. Anybody else? I think that's probably my top 3.
The Snatch Game is always kind of where we really start to solidify our opinion, because if you fail that miserably... Of course, people have failed it in the past. Trixie Mattel failed it, and she won All Stars, but Ben de la Creme also chose to leave, so there was...
And Trixie already had a contract with World of Wonder and had a show with them, so just saying. Which we talked about before. Sometimes these queens already work for World of Wonder that come on the show, and they're basically guaranteed to win because they already have a contract. I think this is going to get good now that we're weeding some people out. And you're right, Snatch Game. If Kornbread really can't do anything with food, bitch, you better find something deep down that you're going to bring to this, because, I mean...
God,
what has she got?
I would love to know. I would love an early list of who is going to do who for Snatch Game.
Let me see if I can work my magic. I'm kidding. I don't know anybody.
Get on Reddit. Those Reddit people are fucking scary. They know everything before it happens.
They do. They like have moles and like the production to like sneak shit out. I mean, if you can get a leak of Madonna's, like whenever Rebel Heart came out, all those.
Yeah.
You know, those demos leaked. If you can get that shit, you can get who's going to do Snatch Game.
Yeah. Reddit people freak me out. I try not to even go to the website without having my VPN on.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, this was a pretty good episode. I forgot to watch the preview for next week, but...
Me too.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be interesting. It might be too early for Snatch Game, right? I know sometimes they do it early, but there's too many people.
I think 1 or 2 more episodes for Snatch Game, probably.
Well, this, like I said, this Maxi Challenge was really good. I hope they keep it up, you know. I sort of like this episode to me. The first half, I was furious. The second half, I was laughing and having a good time. So we'll see what happens.
We will.
Well, definitely check out our Patreon and our YouTube channel. A lot of poppin' shit going on right now.
I hope people know that our Patreon is very affordable. It's $3. You know, a lot of people, some people are like $20. We're $3. You get a bonus episode every week minimum. So that's totally affordable, and you help support this lovely channel. So please come on by and join the fun. We'd love to have you a part of our community.
We do, and we look forward to partying up with you at Patreon, and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You asked for this shit, so here